Gauteng province has been experiencing some water challenges, which the minister has described as self-inflicted by various municipalities for failing to collect debt from customers for using the water that is supplied by the municipality. And she has announced that Gauteng is on stage 1 of water shedding, and we're not sure how long this will last until. And this is part of just the measures that they are putting in place to ensure that the municipalities are able to, self-correct. And they're not doing this alone. They're also working together with the provincial government. But I'm joined by the Deputy Minister for Water and Sanitation. Thank you so much for taking the time to speak to us. Stage 1, stage 2 of water shedding, how long do Gauteng residents have to bear with this?
This will, in the main, depend on the ability of Gauteng government, all municipalities, including the citizens, whether the agreed plans, whether there is compliance, and then we actually reverse the situation. One of the things we've agreed, when we implement level 1 restriction, it means that we are reducing the pressure in the water system. It doesn't stop the water from coming out, but the pressure will not be sufficient. But when you do that restriction, what does it mean? Citizens can't continue to irrigate their gardens. Government can't irrigate the public facilities during between 6 o'clock in the morning and 6 in the afternoon, because there is heat wave. You lose the water. It has no impact. Those others who are using water like car washes, they can use the issues of buckets. But at the same time, they must fix the leaks. In Johannesburg, as an example, we have a leak. It takes hours and hours. If there's no teams going out, people report it, they fix the leak. That's what will happen. But then there's too much heat. You could see over the last 2 to 3 days, there's a heat wave. The water levels will be coming down. The consumption will be very high. That's what they need to be able to do to reduce it. But if it comes to the push, the system becomes more vulnerable. We'll have to impose level 2. In other words, there's a certain percentage that will happen. But we are very confident that Rand Water, with the technical team, with ourselves as a department and municipalities, every day they are looking at the system in the morning, in the afternoon, balancing it in terms of the levels of the reservoirs, the pumps that are happening both on each side. But the most important thing, we're also very pleased that there is no power supply disruption, because when there was a load shedding, you will have no ability to pump. Then the last one that I needed to indicate, there are also issues of, in certain municipalities in Gauteng, they call it load reduction. When there's a load reduction, it will take time for this system to fill. But we're very confident that they will not reach day 0. But if they don't change their behavior and conduct and meet these requirements, we'll have to up the level of restrictions.
Now, talk to us as to why we are experiencing, or the department has taken the decision to implement these restrictions.
There are a number of reasons. One of the reasons is unacceptable that the non-revenue in Gauteng is standing around 40-45%. When you give them about 5 billion litres, they lose more than 2 billion. It's unacceptable. The levels of illegal connections are causing problems. And if they can attend to those matters, put new infrastructure, stop the illegal connections, that will be one component. They will be able to do that. But in the long term, they've started working with us. I'm very pleased because each municipality in Gauteng, they're starting to build more reservoirs. You can store water for a longer period, and then you can meet your demand. Then they're adding the booster pumps so that they can be able to support them. The only grievance I have with Gauteng and other municipalities all over the country is not to be having discipline around the water monies that are coming from water sales. Our directive ring-fence the money, ring-fence the grants and all the money that you get, so that you can invest back there. When you invest back, it's the right thing to do. Then you'll be able to manage your asset, but you'll also be able to develop new assets. The citizens will be happy because they will get a service. When they get a good quality service, then they will be able to pay for their services. If they can be able to do that, at least half of the problem to say where will the resources will come from. The last component, let's appoint people who are suitably qualified. people who knows what they are doing, proper experience, but at the very same time, those who are employed must be given the tools of trade so they can be able to do their job.